Welcome to the deep dive. We've got some fascinating articles all about coding,
Yeah.
and we're really going beyond just the learn to code and get rich thing.
Mm.
We're going to try to figure out like what it really takes to actually, have a good, fulfilling career in coding.
Yeah, it's really easy to get caught up in, those like six-figure salaries.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
But there's just so much more to it than that.
Well, just looking at the numbers,
Yeah.
the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics said that the median salary for software developers back in 2020
Okay.
was $110,140.
Wow.
And the top 10% were making over $170,100.
Yeah, but I mean, just imagine like spending years mastering a language
Oh,
that
yeah.
you absolutely hate just because it pays well and it's currently in demand.
Yeah.
Like me might end up completely miserable
Oh, yeah.
and then end up having to switch careers anyway.
Totally.
So chasing money alone as like your main motivation,
Yeah.
it can be a real trap.
So what should people be focusing on instead of, those dollar signs?
Well, think about it like this. If you were training for a marathon just for the prize money,
Okay.
but you actually hated running,
Yeah.
would you even reach the finish line?
Probably not.
Probably not. And even if you did,
Right.
it wouldn't be a very enjoyable experience.
Yeah. No, that makes sense.
Same thing applies to coding.
So passion is really that key ingredient.
Absolutely.
Okay.
When you're genuinely excited about solving problems
Go
and
on.
building things with code,
Right.
it doesn't become a chore.
Yeah.
The learning process becomes an adventure.
I like that. Yeah.
You're more likely to stick with it even when it gets tough.
Yeah.
And that persistence is what separates
Yeah.
the coders who are successful from those who fizzle out.
It's like the difference between someone who's being forced to practice piano
Right.
and someone who can't wait to get their hands on the keys.
Exactly.
It's that passion that fuels it.
Yeah, and that passion translates into a natural curiosity to learn new things,
Mm-hmm.
a willingness to experiment. And that resilience to bounce back from those coding fails we all experience.
Yeah, for sure.
We've all been there.
So it's not even just like that initial spark.
Right.
It's about continuing to cultivate that passion and letting that guide you.
Exactly.
Okay, well, let's talk about the actual skills then.
Okay.
Because we always hear, like, coding is all about learning syntax.
Mm-hmm.
Is that really the case?
So it's true that syntax is important,
Okay.
but it's just the foundation.
Yeah.
Think of it like learning the alphabet.
Okay.
Knowing the alphabet doesn't make you a novelist.
Right.
To write compelling stories, you need to master grammar, storytelling techniques, and develop your own unique voice.
So there's more to it than just memorizing those coding letters.
Way more. To craft really elegant and efficient code,
Mm-hmm.
you need to dive deeper into things like data structures,
Okay.
algorithms,
Uh-huh.
object-oriented programming,
Yeah.
design patterns, and software architecture.
So you need to think critically about, like, how it performs,
Exactly.
how it interacts with other systems.
Yeah, all of that.
It sounds like a blend of creative and analytical thinking.
Yeah, for sure.
To excel,
Mm-hmm.
but how do you go from understanding those concepts
Okay.
to actually applying them?
That's where the practical experience comes in.
Okay.
You can read all the books you want, watch all the tutorials,
Right.
but nothing beats that hands-on learning
Yeah.
that you gain from tackling real-world projects.
It's about getting your hands dirty
Exactly.
and, making the mistakes and learning from them.
Totally like learning to cook.
Okay.
You can memorize recipes all day long,
Mm-hmm.
but you don't become a chef until you're in the kitchen, like, experimenting,
Yeah.
figuring out what works,
Right.
and sometimes burning the dish.
Okay. I can relate to that for sure.
Yeah.
So where do aspiring coders, find these real-world experiences?
Well, there are so many options.
Yeah.
Personal projects are a great starting point.
Okay.
Come up with an idea that excites you, even if it seems small or simple,
Yeah.
and just start building it.
That's how so many successful companies started, right?
Exactly.
Like Facebook or Instagram.
They were side projects
Wow.
that grew into something much bigger.
Okay.
So don't underestimate the power of a side project
Yeah.
to ignite your passion,
Right.
teach you valuable skills, and potentially lead to unexpected opportunities.
It's a chance to explore your interests and, experiment
Exactly.
and build something tangible.
Yeah,
And it's not just about solo projects.
right.
Collaboration is a huge part of it too.
Absolutely. Building software is rarely a solo endeavor.
Mm.
It requires teamwork,
Okay.
communication, and the ability to work effectively with others.
Yeah.
This is where those often overlooked soft skills come into play.
Soft skill? Wait, you mean like talking to people?
Yeah.
Is that really that important for coders?
It's crucial.
Okay.
Imagine trying to build like a complex software system
Right.
without effective communication
Yeah.
or the ability to collaborate with your team.
Yeah.
It would be chaos.
Okay, yeah. So I'm starting to see the bigger picture here.
Yeah,
It's not just about the technical chops.
right.
It's about becoming a well-rounded individual,
Exactly.
who can communicate clearly, work with others,
Mm-hmm.
adapt to those changing situations.
Yeah. And that's why developing those soft skills
Okay.
alongside your technical abilities is essential for thriving in the coding world.
It's like the difference between a musician
Okay.
who can play a complex piece flawlessly in isolation
Right.
versus one who can integrate with a whole orchestra
Mm-hmm.
to create something truly magical.
I love that analogy.
Both are skilled,
Yeah,
but the latter has that added dimension that allows them to do something even greater.
exactly. And speaking of collaboration and connections,
Okay.
let's talk about the importance of networking.
So it's more than just attending those awkward industry events
Way
and like collecting business cards.
It's about building genuine relationships
Yeah.
with people in the tech world
Mhm.
who can support your growth, offer advice,
Right.
and open doors to new opportunities.
So where do you even begin with that?
Well, start by attending conferences and meetups,
Okay.
both online and in person,
Mhm.
that align with your interests.
Okay.
Engage in online coding communities, follow thought leaders on social media,
Right.
and don't be afraid to reach out and connect with people whose work you admire.
So it's about building that network
Mm-hmm.
of like-minded individuals
Exactly.
who can, inspire you, challenge you,
Yeah.
and help you navigate this ever-evolving world.
Exactly. And who knows, those connections might lead to collaborations on exciting projects,
Yeah.
mentorship opportunities, or even job offers.
Okay, so we've covered passion.
Mm-hmm.
We've talked about skills. We've
Yeah.
touched on soft skills and networking.
Uh-huh.
But with so many different paths within coding,
Right.
how do you decide where to focus your energy?
Yeah.
Should you become a specialist or a generalist?
That's a question a lot of aspiring coders grapple with. And
Right.
there's no easy answer.
Yeah.
It really depends on your interests,
Mm-hmm.
your goals,
Yeah.
and even your personality.
Right.
Do you thrive on diving deep into a specific niche,
Okay.
becoming an expert in that area?
Yeah.
Or do you enjoy having a broader skill set
Mm-hmm.
that allows you to work on a wider range of projects?
So some people might be drawn to the world of machine learning and AI,
Right.
while others might be more interested in cybersecurity or game development.
Exactly.
It's about finding what truly excites you
Mm.
and aligning your path with your passions.
Yeah, and it's important to remember you're not locked into any one path forever.
Oh,
You can always evolve,
Mhm.
learn new skills, and pivot your focus as your interests change.
So it's about embracing that continuous learning
Exactly.
we talked about earlier, right?
Yeah.
Being adaptable
Mm-hmm.
and open to new possibilities.
Yeah, the tech world is constantly changing.
Right.
So the ability to learn, adapt, and evolve is crucial.
Okay, so we've got the foundation of passion. We're
Yeah.
building our technical skills.
Mhm.
We're honing our soft skills.
Yeah.
We're networking.
Mm-hmm.
And we're figuring out our path.
Okay.
But what about those inevitable bumps in the road?
Yeah.
What role does failure play?
Failure is not the opposite of success.
Okay.
It's an integral part of the process.
Hmm.
Every bug you encounter, every project that doesn't go as planned,
Right.
every time you hit a wall and feel like giving up,
Yeah.
those are all opportunities to learn, adapt, and grow as a coder.
It's about shifting our perspective from fearing failure
Mm-hmm.
to embracing it as a
Exactly.
valuable teacher.
Think of it this way.
Okay.
Every time you encounter a bug in your code,
Hmm.
you're not just fixing an error.
Right.
You're gaining a deeper understanding of how things work.
Yeah.
You're strengthening your problem-solving abilities
Mm.
and building resilience for future challenges.
Where it's like those fail compilations you see online.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
They might be funny to watch,
Mm.
but they also highlight that even the most skilled people make mistakes.
Exactly.
It's how we learn and improve.
It is. And that brings us to another crucial aspect,
Okay.
embracing a growth mindset.
So it's not just about accepting failure,
Right.
but also seeing it as an opportunity
Absolutely.
to learn and develop our skills.
A growth mindset allows you to view challenges as opportunities for growth,
Okay.
to seek out feedback as a way to improve, and to
Mhm.
believe that your abilities can be developed through dedication and hard work.
It's about shifting our internal dialogue from, I can't do this,
Yes.
to, I can't do this yet,
Exactly.
but I'm going to figure it out.
Yeah, that shift in mindset
Mhm.
can make all the difference in your journey.
This has been an incredible start to our deep dive.
Yeah, it has.
We've covered so much ground already,
We have.
and it's clear that there's a lot more to explore.
Definitely.
We'll be back in a bit to continue this journey
Mhm.
and uncover even more insights into what it takes to thrive as a coder.
Sounds good.
Welcome back to the deep dive.
Yeah.
We've been talking all about the world of coding,
Mhm.
and it's clear it takes more than just those technical skills
Yeah, for sure.
to really thrive.
It's really finding that sweet spot where passion skills
Right.
and a growth mindset all come together.
Definitely. And speaking of tough, you know, one thing that often gets overlooked in tech, especially with such a demanding work culture,
Right.
is that work-life balance.
Yeah, that's such a good point. It's so easy to just get caught up in the excitement of projects, new technologies,
Yeah.
and just that constant drive to learn and improve.
Right.
But if you're not careful, you can end up burning the candle at both ends.
Yeah, you're going to hit a wall.
Exactly.
So it's like running a marathon with no training and no rest.
Right.
You might be able to push yourself for a while, but
Eventually.
you're going to crash. You're going to hit that wall, and it's going to take a toll.
Yeah. Physical and mental.
Totally. So sustainable success in coding really requires taking care of yourself.
Okay, so what are some practical tips for maintaining that balance?
Well, one thing that can really help is setting clear boundaries
Okay.
between work time and personal time.
Okay.
So that might mean like establishing specific work hours,
Right.
creating a dedicated workspace that you can leave at the end of the day,
Mm-hmm.
or even silencing those work-related notifications
Right.
during your off hours.
Create those mental and physical spaces.
Exactly. To unplug.
Yeah, like if you're the type to work late into the night,
Mm-hmm.
maybe try setting like a digital curfew for yourself.
Okay.
No screens after a certain time.
Right.
Give your brain a chance to actually unwind.
And don't underestimate the power of sleep.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
It's not just about feeling rested.
Right.
It's about giving your brain that time to
Mhm.
process information.
Yep. To consolidate memories.
Yeah. And prepare for the next day.
I think a lot of people wear sleep deprivation as a badge of honor,
Oh, totally.
like, especially in tech.
Especially in tech.
It's like you're not dedicated unless you're sleep deprived.
Right.
But in reality, a well-rested mind is going to be so much more creative and productive.
Yeah, absolutely. When you're sleep deprived,
Yeah,
you're more likely to make mistakes.
for sure.
Your focus suffers
Mhm.
and your creativity takes a hit.
It's like trying to run your car on fumes. Eventually, it's going to stop.
You're going to stall out.
Okay, so we're setting boundaries. We're prioritizing sleep.
Right.
We're taking care of ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
But even with the best self-care, we're bound to encounter some setbacks.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So how do we deal with those inevitable moments of failure?
Well, that's where that growth mindset that we talked about earlier really comes in.
Okay.
It's about reframing failure as feedback,
Okay.
recognizing that mistakes aren't the sign of weakness,
Mm-hmm.
but are actually valuable opportunities to learn, adapt, and improve.
It's like they say, you either win or you learn.
Exactly.
Every bug you fix, every project that, maybe goes off track a little bit.
Right.
Every time you hit a wall and have to figure out a new solution,
Yeah, all of that.
those are all experiences that are making you a better coder.
Absolutely.
It's about focusing on the progress,
Mm-hmm.
not the perfection.
Yeah, I remember when I was first learning to code,
Okay.
I used to get so frustrated when my code wouldn't compile.
Yeah.
Or when I couldn't figure out a particular bug.
Totally.
I felt like I was banging my head against a wall.
Yeah, we've all been there.
It's all part of the process.
But what changed for me was when I started to see those moments not as failures,
Okay.
but as puzzles to solve.
Right.
So instead of getting discouraged, I started to get curious.
Yeah.
Like, why isn't this working?
Mm.
What can I learn from this? What other approach can I try?
That's such a great example of how that shift in mindset
Yeah.
can make all the difference. It's about seeing those challenges as opportunities for growth.
Yeah.
Rather than roadblocks to success.
And it's not just about individual growth either.
Right?
Collaboration plays a huge role.
It does.
I can't tell you how many times I've been stuck on a problem
Mm-hmm.
and a colleague will offer a fresh perspective.
Totally.
That totally changes my thinking.
Yeah, that's the beauty of working with a team.
Yeah.
You get to tap into this collective pool of knowledge and experience. So what might seem like an insurmountable obstacle to you might be something your teammate has encountered before.
Yeah.
And they can help you navigate.
It's a reminder that we don't have to go it alone. You know, there's a whole community out there going through similar struggles and learning from each other.
And that sense of community can really make a difference.
For sure.
Between feeling isolated and overwhelmed.
Right.
And feeling supported and encouraged.
Absolutely. Speaking of support, let's talk about mentors.
Yeah.
Having someone who's been there, done that, can offer guidance.
Yeah.
Can be invaluable.
Yeah. Having a mentor was a game changer for me when I was first starting out.
Good.
My mentor not only helped me navigate the technical challenges, but they also offered insights into the industry, helped me build my network, and provided encouragement when I was doubting myself.
So it's more than just the technical guidance.
It is.
It's about having someone who believes in your potential, who can help you see your blind spots and offer a different perspective on your career path.
Exactly. A good mentor can help you see that bigger picture, connect the dots, and guide you towards opportunities you might not have even known existed.
It's like having that personal compass.
Yeah.
To navigate the world of coding.
Totally.
And find your true north.
Yeah.
But as you gain experience, you might find yourself in a position to mentor others.
Right.
What's that experience been like for you?
Oh, it's incredibly rewarding. It's amazing to see that spark when they grasp a new concept or to witness their growth as they tackle new challenges.
That's great.
And it's not just about giving back.
Right.
It's also a great way to reinforce your own learning and stay connected to that sense of community.
So it's a beautiful cycle.
It is.
You know, you learn from those who came before you. And then you pass that knowledge on.
Exactly.
And you both grow and evolve.
Yeah, that constant evolution is essential.
Right.
Especially in a field where, you know, new technologies are emerging all the time.
Speaking of which, how do we stay ahead of the curve and keep our skills sharp in such a fast-changing landscape?
Continuous learning is the name of the game.
Yeah.
The moment you think you've arrived.
Right.
Or that you know everything you need to know.
You're already falling behind.
You're already falling behind.
So what are some practical ways to stay current?
Okay, well, one strategy is to make it a habit to follow like tech blogs, news sites, influential figures in your field.
So you're getting that steady stream.
Exactly. You're getting those updates on the latest trends and developments.
It's like creating a personalized tech news feed.
Exactly.
But it's not just about passively consuming information, right?
Right.
It's about engaging with it and experimenting.
Yeah, absolutely. Attending conferences, workshops, taking online courses, contributing to open source projects.
Right.
Even just tinkering around with new technologies in your spare time.
Yeah.
Those are all great ways to stay sharp.
So it's about making learning part of your routine.
Exactly.
Whether it's, you know, dedicating time each week or just a few minutes every day.
Yeah, and don't underestimate the power of talking to other coders.
Oh, for sure.
Sharing your experiences, learning from their journeys.
Yeah.
Networking isn't just about building connections for career advancement.
Right.
It's also about tapping into that collective knowledge and inspiration.
It's like being part of a tribe.
Yes.
A community. Learning and growing together. Speaking of community, let's talk about personal branding.
Okay.
What role does that play in a successful coding career?
So in today's world, having a strong personal brand can really make all the difference.
Okay.
It's about showcasing your skills, your experience, your unique perspective, and your contributions.
Okay.
Creating that visible online presence that allows you to connect with others, share your knowledge, and build a reputation.
So it's not just about having a polished resume and LinkedIn profile.
No, it's about putting yourself out there.
Okay.
Sharing your work,
Right.
engaging in conversations, establishing yourself as a valuable contributor.
So how do you go about building that brand?
Okay, well, one of the most effective strategies is to create a portfolio website that showcases your projects, your skills, your experience.
Yeah.
That's your digital storefront, your chance to make a first impression. Tell your story.
It's your opportunity to curate your best work.
Exactly.
You know, highlight your accomplishments and demonstrate your passion.
Yeah, but it's not just about having that static website.
Right.
It's about keeping it updated with your latest projects, blog posts, contributions to the coding community.
So it's like tending a garden.
Exactly.
You got to water it, weed it, nurture it to keep it thriving.
To keep it thriving.
Speaking of thriving, let's shift gears a little bit.
Okay.
And talk about the actual process of coding.
Yeah.
Are there any methodologies or best practices?
Yeah, absolutely.
That can help coders level up their game?
One approach that has become increasingly popular is agile development.
Okay.
So agile methodologies such as Scrum emphasize collaboration flexibility, iterative development, and continuous improvement.
So it's about breaking down those large projects into smaller, manageable chunks.
Exactly.
Working closely with your team, adapting to those changes as they arise.
Yeah, so it's a more flexible and responsive approach,
right,
as opposed to like the traditional waterfall method where everything is planned out in advance,
right,
and there's less room for that iteration and adaptation.
So Agile is all about embracing change,
yes,
responding to feedback, and continuously improving.
Exactly.
What are some specific Agile principles or practices that people can implement?
One key practice is test-driven development.
Okay.
Where you write automated tests for your code before you even write the code itself.
So you're ensuring that it's working.
Exactly.
And that it's less likely to break when changes are made.
So you're building that quality in from the beginning.
Exactly.
Another one is continuous integration and deployment.
Yes, where code changes are frequently merged into a shared repository and then automatically deployed.
So you're streamlining the whole development process.
Absolutely.
Reducing the risk of errors.
Making sure everyone's working on the latest version.
Exactly. And it's not just about the technical practices. It's also about fostering that collaborative team culture. Agile really emphasizes regular stand-up meetings where team members can share their progress, discuss challenges, and coordinate their efforts.
Creating that transparent and supportive environment.
Exactly.
Where everyone feels comfortable asking questions.
Yeah.
And working together.
Yeah, and that sense of shared purpose is one of the most rewarding parts.
We've talked about personal branding, Agile methodologies, continuous learning, the importance of community and mentorship.
Yeah.
But let's go back to something we touched on earlier. Side projects.
Okay.
We often think of them as passion projects.
Right.
But can they also be a tool for career growth?
Absolutely. Side projects are a fantastic way to explore new technologies, experiment with different programming languages, build a portfolio of work that showcases your skills, and potentially even generate some income.
It's like having your personal coding lab.
Exactly.
To tinker and experiment.
Yeah, and they can also be a great way to network and collaborate with other coders.
Yeah.
You might find yourself working on open source projects.
Right.
Or even teaming up with other developers to build something new.
And who knows, maybe that side project turns into the next big thing.
Right.
So many successful tech companies started as side projects.
It's true.
Like Google.
Facebook, Instagram.
Wow.
All born from someone's passion project.
So innovation happens outside of the traditional workplace too.
Exactly.
Side projects can be a real engine for creativity.
Yeah. And they also demonstrate to potential employers that you're passionate, that you're willing to go above and beyond, and that you have the initiative to learn and grow.
So side projects are a win-win.
They are.
You get to explore your passions, build your skills, expand your network, and potentially even create something that changes the world.
Exactly. And they also remind us that coding is more than just a job.
Right.
It's a creative outlet, a problem-solving tool, a way to make a positive impact on the world.
This has been such a rich conversation.
It has.
We've covered so much. But before we wrap up this part, I want to circle back to the ethical implications of our work as coders.
That's a crucial point.
Yeah.
As coders, we have so much power to shape the world with the technologies we create.
Exactly.
And with that power comes a responsibility to consider the potential impact of our work.
So it's not just about writing code that works.
Right.
It's about writing code that does good.
Exactly. We need to think about the consequences of the technologies we build, the data we collect, the algorithms we design.
So how do we go about doing that?
Well, one important step is to just stay informed about the ethical discussions happening within the industry. There's a growing movement of tech professionals raising awareness about issues like algorithmic bias, data privacy, and the social impact of AI.
So it's about being aware the potential pitfalls, asking those questions.
Yes.
Engaging in conversations.
Exactly.
About how we can use our skills to build a more just and equitable future.
And it's not just about avoiding harm.
Right.
It's about actively seeking ways to use our skills for good.
So we can contribute to open source projects. We can mentor and support underrepresented groups.
Yeah.
We can advocate for policies
Absolutely.
that promote responsible innovation.
There are so many ways we can make a positive difference.
So it's about recognizing that coding's not just about writing lines of code.
Right.
It's about shaping the world with those technologies we create.
Exactly.
And we have a responsibility to use that power wisely.
I couldn't agree more.
We'll be back in a bit to wrap up our deep dive into coding. Stay tuned for our final thoughts and some key takeaways.
Sounds good.
Welcome back to the deep dive. It's been quite the journey through the world of coding.
It really has. We've peeled back the layers and seen what it really takes to be a successful programmer.
We've talked about everything from those big salaries to finding your passion,
Right.
the power of soft skills,
Right.
collaboration,
Building your network.
building your brand.
And even the ethical considerations.
Yeah, so before we wrap up this deep dive,
Okay.
what are some of the key takeaways?
Yeah, what should our listener walk away with?
I think one of the biggest is that true success is about so much more than just those technical skills.
Yeah.
It's about finding that intersection of passion,
Right.
purpose, and skill.
Yeah, it's about recognizing that coding's not just a job. It's a craft, an art form,
Yeah.
a way of thinking and problem solving.
So if you're drawn to coding, don't let money be your only motivation.
Right.
Instead, ask yourself, like, what problems do I find fascinating?
What impact do I want to make?
What aspects of technology truly excite me?
Yeah, those are the questions that are going to lead you to a path that is both fulfilling and sustainable.
And remember, there's no one right path.
Okay.
You know, whether you're interested in building mobile apps, artificial intelligence, cybersecurity.
Yeah, there's a place for everyone.
So embrace your curiosity, explore, experiment.
Don't be afraid to step outside your comfort zone.
And remember, learning to code is a journey, not a destination.
It is.
You know, there will be challenges, moments of frustration.
Yeah.
But those are all part of the process.
Embrace the challenges, learn from your mistakes,
Yeah.
and never stop seeking out new knowledge.
You know, the tech world changes so fast.
It does.
The ability to adapt and evolve is crucial.
It is. Surround yourself with a supportive community. Find mentors.
Yeah.
And be a mentor to others.
And most importantly, have fun.
Yes, coding is so creative and rewarding.
When you find that sweet spot where your passions and skills align, it's not work anymore. It's pure joy.
And who knows, you might just create something
Yeah.
that changes the world.
That's the beauty of coding, you know?
It really is.
It transforms ideas into reality,
Connects people,
solves problems.
makes a lasting impact.
So to our listener embarking on their coding journey, we say, embrace the challenge, stay curious, and never stop exploring.
The possibilities are endless.
If you're looking to boost those coding abilities,
Yeah.
check out resources like Algo Academy.
Yeah, that's a fantastic platform.
Well, that brings us to the end
It does.
of our deep dive into the world of coding.
I hope you found it insightful.
Yeah, inspiring.
Maybe even life-changing.
Until next time, keep coding.
Keep creating.
Keep pushing those boundaries.
Happy coding.
Yeah, happy coding.